Hi, I'm here gonna, I'm gonna, hi, I'm here doing the work today. The work is a technique. It's also called inquiry. It's taught by Byron Katie, where you identify beliefs or thoughts that are causing you stress and you question them to see how true they are. And it's been really helpful for me. And so I like to do it every day. I like to record myself doing it so I can, I can just actually go through the technique and also share it with other people. So here's my dog Misty. She's joining us today on the couch, and I've written down a belief. So the first step is writing down the belief and also trying to anchor it in a specific situation. So it's not just like an abstract belief, but actually a moment where it occurred to you, and kind of really grounding yourself in that. So the belief that I wrote down here is I've been having anxiety about money and thinking about, I'm one of the things I've always been really anxious about is like, I'm not going to have any money when I retire. Or I'm not going to have enough money. I'm going to run out of money when I retire. And I know it's even a long way off, but it's still something that's, I think, been a really common belief that pops up for me is like, oh, you're gonna retire without any money. And even when one of my parents, she's in that situation where she's retired with no savings, and so that also kind of makes me really anxious as well. The first question that you ask yourself after you've written down the belief, it's a series of 4 questions, and then you do something called a turnaround, which I'll go through. The first question you ask yourself, is it true? So is it true that I'm going to run out of money when I retire? I guess like the first thing that appears is meant to be yes or no answer to this first question. It feels like yes is what appears to me. And I should stop there in the yes, because if you give a yes answer to the first question, you go to the second question, which is, can you be absolutely sure that it's true? So I'm going to run out of money when I retire. And the answer that appears there is no. How could I possibly be sure that I'm going to run out of money? It could turn out that I have just enough or more than enough, or it turns out that I don't even live to retirement age. So, and then money won't be a concern. So this belief that I'm going to run out of money, it's just a projection of the future. It's a story I'm telling myself. I can't be sure it's true. I don't know what's going to happen. And so in that sense, it's also really freeing to question it in that way. The third question is, how do you react? What happens when you believe that thought? So I see myself, this usually pops up, I'm just laying in bed trying to go to sleep. And of course, perfect time for beliefs like this to come up is keep you from sleeping. How do I react? I feel really anxious. I start worrying. I start ruminating. I start questioning myself and say like, oh, you're not successful enough. I get desperate, and even like probably when you're desperate, you're going to make worse financial decisions, which would probably be worse for saving for retirement. Is like you might start taking risks that you shouldn't, because you're so worried about like, oh, I'm not going to have enough money. I need to do more risky stuff to get more. So that's also like a really interesting thing, is like it's not even helpful. Like this anxiety, this worry, it's a really it just kind of really weighs on you, and probably doesn't even help you deal with the situation. Like, yes, people do need to save for retirement, but you're projecting the story about not having enough, and it's kind of crazy. So what else happens when I believe this thought? I also get angry at my, sometimes I get like angry at my mom, who's in this situation where she doesn't have any money saved for retirement. She just has Social Security. I kind of get upset with her, as like think of her as being irresponsible. as well, which could be another worksheet I can do about that later. So the fourth question is, who would you be without this belief? So who would I be without this belief? I'm going to run out of money when I retire. I think I could just appreciate, I could be at peace right now, definitely. I could be sleeping well in my bed. I wouldn't be so concerned. I don't know if this is true. There's no point in, and I would just be so much more able to accept what happens, and I wouldn't be resisting it. Yes, could it happen either way? Could I have more than enough money? Could I have not enough money when I retire? Either one could happen, but I feel like those situations would be teachers for me, and I would learn something from either situation. And so I wouldn't be fighting whatever is going to happen. I would just be at peace and accepting. I wouldn't be so focused and fixated on the future. I could be here in this moment, be much more calm, make better decisions financially. So the last part of this exercise is what's called the turnaround, where you look for beliefs that are actually the opposite, and you see if they could be as true or equally true of the original belief. So what are some turnarounds of this? Is I will have enough money when I retire. Is it true? I guess it feels like it could definitely be true. I mean, I have, both my wife and I work. I have good retirement savings right now. I have retirement savings now. I think I'm on a good path. I probably am very fortunate to have more retirement savings than the average person would. I've seen some stats about average savings for retirement, and so I feel like I'm also worried about something that is not at the top of the list of things I could be concerned about or likely to happen. So it feels like equally true that I will have enough money to retire. Why would the opposite statement, I won't, why does it have so much pull to me? It's kind of maybe it's the draw of the ego to worry about this catastrophe. So the another turnaround is I'm trying to think of another turnaround about this belief. I guess, maybe this isn't quite a turnaround, but it feels to me like, I can enjoy, I guess it feels like almost like I won't need money when I retire. Kind of in this idea that, hey, need is maybe the wrong word, but it's hey, I will have, maybe it's instead of money, it's more like wealth. I'll I think I have, whatever happens when I retire, I will have, inquiry. I'll be able to question my beliefs. I'll understand more about myself, and I'll, be able to enjoy my life. I'll have time and I'll have wealth. So I think no matter what happens, in my bank accounts, I think I'll be very wealthy when I retire, in the sense that I'll have time and people I love, and appreciate myself if I have this inquiry technique where I can question my problematic beliefs. And in that sense, I won't be stressed. Whatever situation I'm in retirement, I'll be able to face it. I guess that's maybe the turnaround, is I'll be able to face it happily. So wherever I am in retirement, I'll be able to face it happily. Is that true? And I think, yes, this is something I'm trying to cultivate. This is why I'm doing the work, trying to be able to face difficult situations and be able to deal with them better. So I feel like that is a really powerful thing that kind of soothes some of my worrying. So this is doing the work on a problematic belief. Hopefully it was helpful. Thank you.